Yamaha's newest motorcycle, the FZ-X. A sort of neo-retro scrambler-style premium commuter designed and made specifically for India. It will cater to a growing list of consumers who want a versatile commuter motorcycle, something light, fuel efficient, easy to ride, and strong enough to take on some rough terrain.
The Indian motorcycle industry is going through a lot of changes. Just like the passenger car industry has become more focused on crossovers or subcompact and compact SUVs, the motorcycle market is heading towards the flavor of adventure. Everybody wants a slice of adventure, and even manufacturers are doling out adventure flavored bikes in every single segment. That's precisely what the FZ-X tries to address. But don't mistake it for an ADV or an off-road centric bike. This is in fact a crossover. It's got relaxed ergonomics, block pattern tires, so you can use it for the daily commute. You can ride it over rough roads, but not really hardcore off-road riding. It's primarily a commuter bike, but with a little bit of more comfort and more capability to take on broken roads.
The Yamaha FZ-X has neo-retro styling, alright. The design seems inspired by the Yamaha XSR 155 available in some Southeast Asian markets. That bike is based on the R15, but the Made in India FZ-X is based on the more affordable and more popular 150cc Yamaha FZ series. In fact, the engine, chassis, suspension, cycle parts are all shared with the FZ. But what is different is the design and the bodywork. The round headlight is LED, surrounded by LED daytime running lights. The fuel tank has long tank shrouds running down the flanks, kind of like radiator shrouds, but this is an air-cooled engine. And the seat is a single-piece stepped seat with a not so good looking grab rail and a small LED tail light completing the rear end.
The design of the FZ-X is somewhat of a hit and miss. You may like it or you may not like it at all. To me, the first half of the bike still works, but the rear part just doesn't work for me. It looks incomplete and just doesn't gel with the rest of the design of the bike. Now it gets a full digital instrument cluster, and on the top spec variant you also get Bluetooth connectivity with the Yamaha Connect app, but there is no turn-by-turn navigation offered on this bike. And the instrument console doesn't get a gear position indicator. A distance to empty reading would have been nice. And what is also a spot of bother is the fuel filler cap. Every time you go for a refill, you'll have to take it out and hold it in your hand. That's going to be a spot of bother every time you go for a refill. What is nice though is the exhaust note. It's meaty and quite nice.
Performance is familiar, the engine is smooth, and the chassis offers confident direction changes, all very good qualities. But what limits the FZ-X's capability is top-end performance. It's happiest between 70 and 80 km per hour and will need a lot of rear estate and some tailwind to get over 100 km per hour. And the engine isn't happy revving up at over 8000 rpm. Ride quality is nice, not too stiff, not too plush, and the upright riding position is actually comfortable for a longish dash across the city. But the lack of performance will mar the bike's long distance capability if you're looking for that kind of riding.
The Yamaha FZ-X offers an interesting proposition. The idea is great, and it will just maybe begin a new trend of crossovers in the 150-200cc motorcycle segment. Just like the way the first FZ-16 did with its Street Fighter design way back in 2008. But the FZ-16 became a runaway success for Yamaha. The FZ-X, we don't know how it will fare commercially. The design is nice in a way, but it will not appeal to everyone. doesn't feel well-rounded and it feels somewhat incomplete. That's what the FZ-X's biggest weakness is, and it will still have to contend with very good products like the TVS Apache RTR 164V, the Suzuki Gixxer 155 and the Hero Extreme 160R.
The Yamaha FZ-X is priced at just under 1,17,000 for the base variant, and for the top spec variant with Bluetooth connectivity and the Yamaha Connect app, you'll have to consider almost 1,22,000 price tag. At that price, the top spec Yamaha FZ-X is knocking at the price range of 200cc bikes with far better dynamics and performance. That to us is a fair amount of money to shell out for a bike which doesn't quite cut it as being special like the first Yamaha FZ-16 did more than a decade ago.